Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about having a Virgo Sun and an Aries Ascendant in a natal chart. Now, this combination, you have a strong disparity between the two signs. The signs are inconjunct by sign, and this could be a conflict because you have Virgo being introverted. Sun in Virgo can be very reticent, humble, introverted. They're not always exceptionally outgoing. And you have Aries Ascendant, which could be very aggressive, very assertive, is extroverted, is a masculine sign, and can be very outspoken, while Virgo Sun could be rather inhibited in terms of maybe always speaking their mind. So what this does is somebody that has the Aries Ascendant and the Virgo Sun, they're going to be obviously a lot more outspoken generally than the typical Sun in Virgo. And the Virgo Sun can have that tendency to, at times on negative side, to be somewhat judgmental and critical. And when you factor that in and it filters through the Aries Ascendant, well, sometimes these criticisms can come out in a very blunt and outspoken manner, to say the least. So you have someone that you might get a little vacillation in terms of the temperament. You have the Sun in Virgo, which is introverted, as I stated before, and you have the extroverted Aries Ascendant, and you might have somebody that might at times seem somewhat introverted, then be extroverted the next, be reticent one moment, and be a little bit more, let's say, flamboyant, but a little bit more attention-seeking. Aries can be like Leo to some degree. I think people that have Leo prominent in their horoscopes, they could automatically get attention, while Aries has that strong desire for it, and that would be very true with Aries rising. So when we look at the Sun and we look at the rising sign or ascendant, the Sun sign represents our basic wants, while the ascendant or rising sign could represent the manner or method in which one attains these basic wants. So the basic wants with Virgo can be things connected with perfectionism, or I guess being a perfectionist, things connected with work and industry. Could be health-related things. Wanting the basic wants can be connected with analysis as well. So when we look at and they like to be of service to others. So the thing is, Aries rising can be about leadership, and having Virgo Sun is more about working in more of a subordinate level on average. But what can happen with this combination is that you might have somebody that finds a leadership role somewhere, but at the same time wants to be a service to somebody. It could be the person that could be the manager at a department store, say, and they somehow like to get in the mix and still like to work with the employees and still find that way of being of service one way or the other. Now, this could be as far as the Sun in Virgo, and as I stated about the basic wants before, the Aries Ascendant can be that manner or method in which one attains these wants. So this could be done perhaps through Aries characteristics, such as going about these wants in an aggressive and assertive manner, showing a lot of fortitude and courage in doing so. And it could be through an Aries-like occupation, such as law enforcement, working for the military, being a firefighter, any profession that shows a lot of courage and fortitude. And it could be something connected with metals, such as working on being an auto mechanic, refrigeration repair person, something where metals can strongly figure prominently in the position. Now, it's important to look at the aspect that the Sun in Virgo makes to the Aries Ascendant. Now, let's say that the aspect is inconjunct. Now, for example, let's say that the person has the Sun in Virgo at 9 degrees and an Aries Ascendant at 11 degrees. This would form an inconjunct aspect and would be adversarial. Now, they're already inconjunct by sign, but if you have it in aspect, it can also intensify the difficulty in blending these energies, and the person as a result may sometimes feel misconstrued or misunderstood by others, even if they're not cognizant of these astrological placements, because what they're projecting as far as their outer demeanor, they may realize it's strongly different than what is going on inside, and this can cause some inner exasperation and tension. Now let's say that you have an out of sign opposition aspect. Well, this would be negative as well. Let's say that you have the Sun in Virgo at 29 degrees and you have an Aries Ascendant at 1 degree. Well, this could be something where, like the inconjunct, it's adverse, and you might have those same feelings of feeling misconstrued or misunderstood by others, and which can cause that inner tension and exasperation. Now, in some cases, you can have an out-of-sign trine aspect, which is auspicious and positive. Let's say the Virgo Sun is 1 degree and the Aries Ascendant is 29 degrees. This would form an out-of-sign trine aspect, and you would have a more positive integration in blending of these energies. You still have the incompatibility by sign, but you would, at least in this particular example, they may be able to merge or work a little better than otherwise indicated. So also look and see the house position of Virgo, because the Aries Ascendant may strongly suppress the Virgo characteristics, or at least to some degree, but the Virgo tendencies, the characteristics may still come out at least somewhat prominently in that particular house. Now let's say that the Sun in Virgo was in the 4th house. Well, these the analytical Virgo, the detail-oriented side, may strongly come out, perhaps in matters pertaining to home and family, and in matters also perhaps connected with emotional security and with the mother, perhaps. Now, if the Sun in Virgo happens to reside in the 5th house, well, this could be somebody that shows that ability to be punctilious with details in matters connected with love, romance, and creativity. This person might be someone that has a lot of that might be into analytical amusement and enjoyment, and this could strongly come out. That need to shine can be in the 5th house matters. So let's say that the Sun in Virgo resides in the 6th house. Well, you can get a double emphasis of that Virgo energy here, because the Sun would be in the Sun in Virgo would be in that house that corresponds with the sign Virgo, and you could get somebody that's really meticulous regarding matters connected with work, health, and service to others. And really, they might show that Virgo side a little more, as opposed to the Sun being in the 4th or 5th house as far as the Virgo Sun goes, because it is in that natural house. Well, that corresponds with Virgo. Well, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for having a Virgo Sun and an Aries Ascendant in a natal chart, and stay tuned next time where I'll be dissertating and talking about having a Virgo Sun and a Taurus Ascendant in a natal chart. 2 things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.